Hi guys! Long time no see! This is Coach International Master Roderick Nava, and today we're going to discuss the historical game happened between Super Grandmaster Alireza Firouzja of France and 17th currently World Chess Champion Ding Liren of China in the ongoing SuperBet Chess Classic Romania 2023. At the end part of this video, I will give you an updates of their current standing. Okay, so let's get started. Alireza played e4, Liren played e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. We have Ruy Lopez on the board, and Liren chose the most sticky variation nowadays against Ruy Lopez, the Berlin variation, with a lot of strategic and equal approach. Then Alireza simply played d3, the anti-Berlin. He doesn't like the main line with knight takes e4, and we can possibly reach the system of an early queen to queen with a lot of equal positions, bunch of drawish lines. Okay, so he doesn't like the main line. That's why he played d3, the anti-Berlin, then proceed with bishop c5 develop, then now c3 to control the d4 as well as the coming b4 to attack the bishop. Then now castles, d5 to control more the center, then knight bd2 simply to give more support on the e4 pawn, and then now d takes e4, a5 to prevent the coming b4 attack, queen c2 to give more support on the e4 pawn, and with the idea of coming knight b3 to attack the bishop and to release the development of the dark squared bishop with tempo. And now queen e7 to support the e5 pawn to avoid the simple bishop takes knight, then falling the pawn on e5. Okay, so a4 to neutralize the space in the queen side. Now knight b8, interesting by Ding. Maybe he wants to play c6 to kick back the bishop there and to redevelop the bishop on d7. Now h3 to avoid the coming knight g4 or bishop g4. Now rook d8 develop, bishop e2. And this move is the novelty of this game. Previously, white played rook e1. Okay? So let's proceed with bishop e2. Then now knight bd7, rook e1 develop, knight f8 to release the light squared bishop control, and also with the idea of maneuvering to g6 square. Then now knight b3 attacking the bishop, bishop b6, then knight fd2 with the idea of knight c4 to hunt the bishop, and now bishop e6, knight c4, then he took the knight capture. Okay? So, but then in this kind of position, white has the upper hand due to the bishop pair. The powerful swords belongs to white now. Then now knight e6 and g3 to avoid the coming knight f4. Then now h5, trying to destroy with h4 to weaken the white's kingside structure. Now king g2, h4 sacrifice, and Alireza simply played queen e2 to avoid or to prevent the coming knight h5. Okay, because here if white will simply take the pawn on h4, then black can simply play knight h5 with the coming queen takes h4 and also the very vital jump of the knight to f4 square. So this is very dangerous for white. Okay, it weakens a lot for the king side. That's why he played queen e2. Then now g6, trying to play again the knight h5 possibility. Then knight d2, knight c5 to give pressure on the e4 pawn to freeze the knight to move somewhere due to knight takes e4 or even knight f takes e4. Then now knight f3 was played, sacrificing the pawn on e4. Then Liren took the pawn first, f takes g3, then knight c takes e4. But then look at the evaluation bar. So it gives slight edge for white because of the weak dark squares, and also the knight can't move somewhere because of the coming knight takes e5. Okay, very nice for white. But then after knight g5, this move was a bad move according to Stockfish. Strong computer engine. So better was bishop a2 and maybe planning to play bishop b1 to force the knight to move somewhere, then to followed with knight takes e5. Okay? But then let's go back with knight g5 and Liren played knight d6. Good move to support the pawn on f7 at the same time with attack. Then bishop a2, rook e8. Why this is a bad move according to Stockfish? It looks logical to support the e5 pawn. But then according to Stockfish, if black wants to protect the pawn, he must push with e4. Okay? But then, let us see the difference with rook e8. Then, Alireza played h4, another bad move. Better was bishop f4 immediately. And black follows with knight h5, rook a d1. Okay, so threatening, rook takes knight and bishop takes f7, something like that. But then, this game is very complicated. Okay, so let's go back with h4. Then now king g7, rook f1, rook a d8, another bad move by Ding Liren. Better was queen d7, according to Stockfish, then to followed with queen c6, something like that. Or queen g4. Okay. Very difficult move by computer engine. So let's proceed with rook a d8. Then bishop d2, e4, bishop f4, e3. Okay. Rook a d1, develop. Then knight f e4. It says a blundered move by world champion. Better was knight d e4. The other knight goes to e4 rather than knight f e4. So knight f e4, then, okay, so can you please guess the simple but then clearly best move for white? I'll give you a couple of seconds. After that, we will go through. Start. Alright, thank you very much, guys. Simply, bishop takes d6. Good move. Very clear. Knight takes d6, then bishop takes f7. The pawn on f7 is very vital. Now, knight takes f7. Rook takes f7. Okay. So, king takes f7. And then now, okay, so white has the queen, but then black has the strong e pass pawn. So, white needs to carefully think about this kind of position and to avoid any underestimation. King f6 to support the g6. Queen g5 check, king f7, then queen d5 check, king f6, then g4. g5 to follow or h5. Then rook takes b2. g5 check, king e7, queen e5 check, king d7, then queen g7 check, king d6, then queen takes g6 check. King e5, queen e8 check, king f4, then now g6. The white's pass pawn, I think, are much faster than this e pass pawn. Rook b1 check, king e2, rook b2 check, king d3, rook d2 check, king c4, then now rook g2 to avoid the g7 coming. Queen f7 check, and the 17th world chess champion resigns the game. Why? Because if the black king will play to king e4, then we have queen d5 and queen takes rook. And if the black king goes to g3, then simply g7, and let's say e2, then g8 queen, king h2, then queen f4 check, king h1, and queen e6. Okay, to avoid the coming pawn promotion, and that is huge winning for white. This game for me is the historical game happened because this is the first loss of Ding Liren being the world champion. False. in the hands of Alireza Firouzja. Okay, so thank you very much. And this is the current standing. So far, after round number 5, Caruana leads with zero point 0.5 only, and Alireza Firouzja, Wesley Saw, Richard Rapport with 3 points, and MV Ella France, Giri with 2.5 points, and from Nepo, Ding Duda with 2 points, and the least, Deyak of Romania with 1.5 points. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this game, you learn from it, and you are being updated of the current strong tournament. So let us wait for the coming round number 6, and I'm going to discuss, I'm going to analyze together with you guys. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet in my channels, please do subscribe and to click the notification bell all to get more updates. Thank you very much. See you next time.